Hey you, if you love building Gundam models in real life, well, you can do it digitally now. Gundam Breaker 4 is the latest entry to the Gundam Breaker series, and it brings a bunch of new Gundam plastic, or Gunpla models, to customize and fight with. This game is essentially a celebration of being a Gundam enthusiast, so let's talk about the various features in this review. This game's story mode merely serves as a means to unlock the various content and features. And instead of a bunch of Gundams fighting each other, it's actually a world that celebrates Gundam enthusiasm, which really aligns with the customization of the model kits. The pacing of the story mode is pretty quick, and we get to jump into the various systems in a very short amount of time, though newcomers to the Gundam franchise might find this to be information overload. Within the first 4 chapters, we basically unlock all of the key features that will let us enhance our part's strength and rarity. Once you're done with the main story, there's a mission mode that lets you experience some bonus side missions that have their own objectives. And at the end of these missions is what you call a perfect grade boss, which are usually iconic mobile suits for you to defeat. In these missions, you participate in battles and attempt to get an S rank, that of which is determined by how fast you complete the missions or the number of enemy parts you destroy. Speaking of which, it's a good time to talk about combat. At its core, this game is basically a hack and slash, but there are additional abilities that mix up the gameplay. For one, the gameplay is agile with a lot of fast maneuvers, and you can use 2 types of skills called EX and OP skills, which doesn't stand for overpowered by the way. EX skills are mainly used to deal damage or provide support, while OP skills provides more specialized functions based on the parts that you've equipped on the Gunpla. So there are various combat styles that the player can choose to adapt to. Dual wielding weapons is also a new feature, which really expands the combat variety and combos that you can perform, and we think it really adds to the customization of the game, where it just lets you fight the way you like. Upon destroying parts, it will greatly affect the player as well as the enemy's combat abilities, where you might suddenly lose weapons or the ability to move properly, but this applies to the enemy as well, so it really makes you adapt on the fly and think of your strategies. While the combat seems pretty interesting, we can't help but mention how it feels rather outdated, especially when you compare it to more recent mecha games, for example Armored Core, where the combat feels super intense and really fun to control. But still, veteran players will find the combat very familiar and engaging. And that's thanks to the main focus of Gundam Breaker 4, which is the expansive customization system. This might just be the most complex and complete customization system of any mecha game that we've played so far. Players can modify 11 main parts, as well as a wide selection of optional builder parts. There are also more base kits compared to the previous Gundam Breaker entries, which significantly expands the customization, and with so many parts available, players can basically spend an eternity just customizing and creating their dream Gunpla, which is the whole point of this game. Beyond the aesthetics, the customization also plays a big role in your Gunpla's combat ability. As mentioned earlier, your Gunpla's abilities are derived from the parts that you equip, so you'll unfortunately have to sacrifice some aesthetics to ensure you're strong enough. But you know, if you can make a stupid design work, then hell yeah, go for it. Once you're done making your dream Gunpla, you can enter the new Diorama Mode, which lets you create your own photo sets to show off your creations, almost as if you're playing around and posing your Gundams in real life. Occasionally, there are also planned in-game photo events that encourage the community to share their designs with each other. This Diorama mode and the fact that you can set your own Gunpla as your avatar really brings out a motive to just spend hours on crafting your perfect design. Overall, Gundam Breaker 4 is a solid addition to the Gundam Breaker series, and veteran enthusiasts of Gundams will certainly enjoy the extensive customization, combat system, and the small little touches that just makes everything feel more personal. There is plenty of replayability due to the number of parts available, so you'll probably take a long time until you finally find that one perfect build. However, we can't really say the same for newcomers. The features unlock pretty quickly, but newcomers might take this as information overload and find the systems to be very overwhelming. It takes a decent understanding of the Gundam series to truly appreciate what Gundam Breaker 4 is trying to convey, and it might just not be for newcomers. So while it might not push the boundaries of mecha games, it is still a very satisfying experience for those who dabble in the art of Gundams, especially for their loyal fanbase. So, are you a Gundam fan too? Well, let us know what you think about this game, and don't forget to subscribe for future reviews like this one.